So the other, so this week, our new want to see it's Christmas. It's Christmas week, so we got a lot of movies coming out. So what do we have that we should decide on what we're seeing?
First and foremost, the most important release of the week has got to be The Spirit. The Frank Miller adaptation of the Will Eisner classic comic book. As you can see, my esteemed colleague is not nearly as excited about The Spirit as I am. But, and every day he bombards me with new, like, oh, did you hear these awful reviews that are rolling in for The Spirit? You know what? I don't listen to reviews, and you shouldn't either.
Unless they come from us.
Oh, of course, yeah. You should listen to our reviews. But other than that, don't listen to what other people say. If you want to see a movie, just go see it. How about you just say yes to something new since you're all in the spirit now? So,
oh my God, if someone asks me to go see that, I have to see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no!
But The Spirit stars Samuel L. Jackson and a bevy of Hollywood ingenues as the women, you know, Scarlett Johansson, Ava Mendes, there's a whole bunch of them, Sarah Paulson, there's a whole bunch of them in there. And Gabriel Mock plays the Spirit, and he's a superhero trying to save the city. It's very stylized. Frank Miller directed it, so it's very much like a Sin City or a 300. I can't wait to see it, so that's what I'm.
Yeah, okay. But a movie I'm excited to see, I will be seeing this maybe even on Christmas, is Frost Nixon.
I'm going to go see this too.
Yeah. It's a journalism movie, so of course we kind of have that little, you know. But it looks good. And it looks like one of those Oscar movies. Normally when you see like an Oscar movie, you're like, oh,
right.
You know, I don't know, I'm going to have to sit through this. But I kind of really want to see this movie.
It looks really,
Ron Howard directing it.
Ron
he has a good track record.
He doesn't really do wrong.
No.
He doesn't have any real misses, so you can't.
No, well,
you know.
The whole Da Vinci Code, but.
Oh, yeah. Well, besides that.
We'll forgive you for that. So I think we're both in agreement on Frost Nixon. We're both going to see that. How about Valkyrie, the new Tom Cruise, Bryan Singer, World War II Nazi extravaganza?
Well, I think you know I'm going to go see it.
Well, you're a stalker, but...
For our new viewers, I am a big Tom Cruise fan, borderline stalker.
Yep.
So I obviously am going to go see Valkyrie. And more than just being a Tom Cruise fan, it looks really interesting to me. And I really do want to see it.
Well, I think... kind of the same thing.
Bryan Singer directed.
Kind of the same thing with Frost Nixon. We know how it ends. But at least with Valkyrie, I really know how it ends. And so I'm like, well, if I really know how it ends, then I think I'm going to pass.
Okay.
So there we go. We got a split decision here.
And finally, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, which is the new Brad Pitt movie, where he plays a character who is born old and ages backwards.
Didn't they do that on Mork and Mindy, too?
I guess.
With their kid?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I see where you're going. Yeah, but I think this might be a little bit more high quality than Mork and Mindy.
Hey, how dare you?
The Mork and Mindy fans are outraged.
Get my rainbow suspenders out.
But it's gotten great reviews. It's been racking up the nominations award season. Brad Pitt, Cate Blanchett, Julia Ormond, and Taraji P. Henson. It looks really interesting.
And David Fincher directing, who I'm a huge David Fincher fan. I've seen all of his movies.
It looks really interesting to me, so I think it's definitely on the list for me.
Well, here's my problem. It's like 3 hours long, and I just kind of see that, like, it's one of those movies where I might get just a little bored with.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of people say that. Like, the beginning is good, and, like, the end is good, but once you're in the middle and you're, like... You know,
a little slow in the middle.
Yeah, like that 2 hours, you know.
Right. So maybe it's on the list, but maybe it's not at the top of the list.
I think, just like I did with 7 Pounds, I'm going to kind of gauge the reaction of the general audience, kind of see like what it gets on Internet Movie Database, kind of see what people are saying, and kind of go from there. I think that's my...
Yeah. P.S. 7 Pounds, probably a rare miss by Will Smith. So.
Yeah, we won't spoil it because it's not even worth our time to spoil.
Yeah, but just if you haven't made up your mind yet, don't go see it.
Yeah. So next week we'll have some more, hopefully, movies to talk about.
Sure.
But on the other hand, we have some news to discuss. Stephanie has some breaking Iron Man 2 news.
Breaking Iron Man 2 news. They've been talking about the casting for the next one, and first, you know, who's going to be the villain. Yeah. Because, you know, they used up Ironmonger in the first one. So who's going to be the big villain of the second one? And they're looking to cast John Cho. That's right, Harold of Harold and Kumar fame.
But he's also Scotty in the new... I mean, not Scotty, but Sulu in the new Star Trek movie.
Great. He's great. I'm a big fan of his, but they're looking to cast him and to play his father, Tommy Chong. That's right. Cheech and Chong, Tommy Chong. Now, that's how you know the casting news is a little sketchy. On these could be Iron Man's nemesis in the next movie.
Yeah.
That I doubt they're going to cast Tommy Chong.
Well, that's why I emailed you as soon as you emailed me late at night, and I emailed you back and said, they really had me until the Tommy Chong thing.
But I also heard that they're looking to get Tim Robbins as Howard Stark in some of the crucial flashback spots.
Which is kind of replacing the guy who played him in the first movie.
Well, yeah, but I think if they need somebody to really carry some weight, I think Tim Robbins is a great pick. The other two, I'm a little sketchy on.
Yeah, and I heard a lot of things like they're going to have Hawkeye in the movie. They're going to put some Avengers in this one. It's not just cameos, but like...
Because they're setting up the Captain America and the Avengers movies, so that's where it's going. And Tim, you got some TV news for us?
I don't even know if I want to talk about this. Fox is developing a new show about werewolves, and they're female werewolves, and it's called Bitches. You heard me right. Bitches. On Fox. Can you imagine the promos for that? Tonight
on an all-new Bitches.
On Fox. Fox.com/bitches.
You know, Ryan Seacrest and don't stay tuned for an all-new Bitches right after American Idol. What?
I'm not even going to really waste our time talking about this, but I just thought it was funny. So
the subtle pretense that they only become werewolves at a certain time of the month. Come on.
When is that?
Only on Fox would you see something like this.
Yeah. Wow. I'm kind of speechless when I heard about that. Because I read the headline and I'm like, why is the word bitches in there? That's kind of weird. Like, why did they put bitches in a headline? And I'm like, oh, that's the name of the show.
Yeah. Fox, come on. Really. Yeah. You could do better.
From bad news to sad news.
Let's segue into a real news story. Yeah. This week, the world of sci-fi and television in general lost a really great lady, Majel Barrett Roddenberry, the widow of Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek. She passed away. And she's known throughout the Star Trek ranks as the first lady of Star Trek. She's also the voice of the computer. She's been the voice of the Star Trek computer on the Enterprise and all the ships. And supposedly in the new movie. And J.J. Abrams still used her in the new movie. We think. Well, he said he did.
Well, we don't know if she actually finished all her...
Well, we can hope.
We could see. Yeah.
And she, of course, played Troy's mom on
my favorite. Yeah.
On Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. She played Luoxana Troy. It's kind of sad because it really signals the end of the beginning of the Star Trek universe. Because she was the one sort of keeping Gene Roddenberry's spirit alive.
Yeah, now we have these other D-bags
in charge of the
Star Trek universe.
And also she helped get some of his other projects going, like Andromeda and some other shows. So it's just a real sad loss for the sci-fi world and
not just sci-fi world, but I would say entertainment,
television, entertainment. Yeah, so it's a sad loss. So we just want to take a moment to remember her.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And finally,
wow, we should have had that one last or first because
it's a bad
the SAG strike watch. We'll call this one too. Just been informed. I think it was this morning or late last night that they've postponed strike talking until January 12th. So they're gonna have a meeting then, and they're gonna discuss whether they should go on strike or not. And just in time for mid-season stuff.
I just really still don't see this happening. I can't imagine anybody in this economy voting to not work.
There's a lot of people. I saw a list of a lot of famous people that are saying they want to strike. So,
but there's just as many famous people who are against it.
Yeah.
Though.
So more on that on the week of January 12th.
Yeah, as that story develops.